Peace and blessings and namaste to all light warriors, workers, and everything in between. It is I, Sophie, today, and Retro. We got a nice little heavy message today, but we're going to try to make this brief and short and sweet. And this message is really going out for those who are new to spirituality and spiritual practice, and understanding the different roles that we are dealing with. And the reason why I'm bringing this out now is because the veil is so thin, and a lot of clairsentience, clairvoyance, and claircognizance and clairaudience are out there, okay? And you are getting all types of signals from everywhere, and sometimes they can be very, very confusing to you. So I want to help you understand the incorporeal world, okay, or the spiritual world a little bit better, okay? And once again, I always tell everyone, if this does not resonate with you, go ahead and toss it. It's not going to be a love loss to me. I am only simply sharing from my own experience and observation and studies. I do not tend to talk about things that I don't have direct experience with or I don't understand, okay? So that's why certain topics I'm not going to discuss here. If I haven't experienced it firsthand, or if I don't know, or if it doesn't feel right and I don't feel confident enough in talking about it, I am not going to talk about it. But this one thing, I'm very confident talking about it because it's been a part of my life journey since birth. All right. And this is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about demons. We're going to talk about evil spirits, and we're going to talk about disembodied spirits. And I'm going to help you understand how to discern between them. Okay, so you can understand where your real power is and where you might need help. All right. So first things first, a little bit of background. When I was very heavily actively involved in church, I always wanted to do deliverance ministry. For some reason, I thought that I was going to be an exorcist. All right. And I used to watch the movies all the time. And I know that there's a lot of us out here who cannot take horror films, okay? I would say that I'm one of them, but I don't do gore and blood and demented stuff. But supernatural horror movies, I am all over it. And I just have no fear of it, okay? And this was by design. Now, you have to know you, all right? Okay? Because watching horror movies and stuff like that is discouraged. And the reason why it is discouraged is because it can become influential. It can penetrate the psyche, okay? If you are not guarded and protected enough. So a lot of people can watch these type of slasher movies and horror movies and stuff like that, and then it penetrates their psyche or the subconscious mind, and it starts to go dark, okay? But the one thing that I did when I was young is I'm not going to say desensitized myself, but I made myself brave. I made myself watch the things that I was afraid of, okay, until it no longer had an effect on me, okay? So now I don't care what type of movie is out there. I don't care how scary they're saying it is. If I sit down and I watch that movie, I am Mystery Science in 3000 it, okay? I'm just going to point out everything that is wrong and everything that is right, and a lot of times I'm just enjoying myself. It's all entertainment for me. Does that mean I'm suggesting that you do that? No. Okay, you have to know yourself and what you can handle. But because I was very interested in possibly becoming an exorcist, I made myself open and available to a lot of this stuff, okay? A lot of scary stuff. To me, movies is just a movie because reality is so much scarier. Trust me, it is. So let's get to the meat of it. We hear topics like demons, okay, devils, jinn, ghosts, Nephilim, evil spirits, all of that stuff, okay? But the first thing that you need to understand about the word demon, or what we were referring to as demons, this was actually a class, a race, okay, that was designed to police the Elohim. Now, this might be the first time you've ever heard this, all right? A lot, and some of you might have known this already. But the truth of the matter is, the universe has checks and balances, right? And we see this, and this is why we're understanding how to get past the duality and understand the polarity and the universal oneness. the universe has checks and balances. The demon class are a race of beings, all right? And they were created to police the Elohim. They had nothing to do with humanity, all right? They were not supposed to be bothering humanity. The truth of the matter is, this was the way that we did checks and balances, all right? Back then. So if the Elohim came to the earth or any other type of planet and they got all puffed up in their pride, or they decided that they were going to promote themselves as gods, or if they were just being in rebellion or disobedient, the demons would come, okay? And demons do not have free will, okay? You need to understand that too. Demons do not have free will. They operate under order, all right? They operate under order. So if an Elohim was not learning or not doing what they were supposed to do, they would be assigned one of these. Now, remember, Paul said he had a thorn in his side and he kept asking for it to be removed from him, and God responded to him and said, my grace is sufficient for you. There was something that he needed to do. Typically, if a demon is assigned to an Elohim, okay, or any of us who were Elohim, who have incarnated here, then there's something that you did not learn or you need to learn. And the moment that you get that down pat, you will see that it will disappear. This is a class of beings. They don't have a lot of dealings with humanity. If you have demons that are dealing with humanity, they are either being summoned by humans or this is a rogue being. And guess what happens? If they become rogue and start interfering in the affairs of humanity, then they have to face judgment now. So there is order and logic in this universe. It's just that it has not been revealed. Okay? It has not been revealed, but we're in the great revealing now. So I'm telling you these things. All right? So demons were not meant for humans. Demons were meant to chastise and police the Elohim. That's an equal power exchange, okay? It's an equal power exchange. Demons wasn't created to mess with humans. They're not on equal power. That would be an unfair fight, all right? However, I will tell you this. Most possessions that you are going to experience in your life, okay, are going to be more evil spirits or disembodied spirits, okay? These are the ones that plague humanity. All right. Now, where's the evil spirits coming from? Well, they've been trapped on this earth for a very long time. Remember the Nephilim giants, right? So the Nephilim did not have the ability to ascend because they cloaked themselves. Oh, I'm sorry. The angels that left their first estate or the highest estate and came down here to the earth and made it with women, they created these hybrids that did not belong either places. Okay, so these became disembodied spirits. And if you look in the book of Enoch, it'll tell you that they called them evil spirits. Now, I already went through all of this before, okay, in a previous video. And the reason why they are considered evil spirits is because they're operating in the power of the Elohim with the mindset of an animal. All right, so they did a lot of things wrong. Now, because they did not have the ability to ascend and leave the earth realm, they stayed here. All right, and a lot of them will wreak havoc. All right, a lot of them are actually who are answering some of you. Now, that's going to be hard, a hard pill to swallow, because disembodied spirits are earthbound. They can't get home, okay? And they don't have the full bodies to operate as a human being. What they tend to operate with is energy exchanges, all right? So what do I mean by this? Oh, offerings, sacrifices, all of that stuff. This is where these beings get to experience being alive again, all right? And you do not supposed to allow any spirit to live off of your own life force, all right? So always remember that. So we have these energy exchanges when we're dealing with earthbound spirits, because number one, they want to help you or assist you, but they need something in exchange, and that reminds them of what it's like to be alive. See, a lot of us are complaining right now because of the day and age that we're in, and we're going through all of this horrendous stuff, but it feels good to be alive, doesn't it? Yeah. Remember that life is a gift to you, okay? So I don't care how hard the road might look ahead for you. It doesn't matter, because the pendulum always swings. All right. So if you're going through hell right now, heaven's right around the corner. Just wait for the pendulum swing. Okay. So those are the disembodied spirits that are earthbound. You are stronger than them because you have life. All right. You have life. You have the God consciousness. Okay. You are tapped into the divine, and you can render them powerless. Okay. You can. But you just have to know, and you have to be connected. All right. Now, with demons, that's a different story. There's only a certain amount of people or class that can actually cast out demons. Demons have the same strength and the power of the Elohim in its opposite polarity. Do you understand? So, if you're not called to cast out a demon, you will get your butt whooped. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. I've seen it happen. I don't know what to tell you. But how do you know if you are called to cast out demons? I can't speak for anybody else. I can only speak from my own experience. Typically, people like this have had supernatural experiences from birth. Okay, that's the best way to put it. You have to go through some type of training and practice to get to that level to perform as an exorcist. All right. So typically, if you've had supernatural experiences in the past, if you've been scared a lot, and has developed yourself to be strong and powerful, and now you're not fearful anymore, then you might have that ability. And chances are you may have been being groomed for it your entire life and just didn't know. All right. So the demonic class, they're strong. They're strong. But they weren't too strong for Yeshua. They weren't too strong for his disciples. And they may as well not be too strong for you. All right. So those are equal power. Okay. Now, humanity gets plagued with evil spirits and disembodied spirits. Okay. These, once again, are the spirits that want to experience life. All right. And if you leave a door open and one of these spirits find a way in, then that's where a lot of your possessions will come. But because people don't understand that, they automatically assume that it's demonic. Chances are a demon can destroy a person from the inside out. Okay. If they so choose to. And a lot of demonic exorcisms, some of them end in death because it's very traumatic for the body. Okay. But for humanity and evil spirits, it's more compatible. Now, Elohims, okay, incarnated Elohims and starseeds or gods and goddesses that are walking the earth, we may get assigned a demon. All right. And it depends on you. What are some of the symptoms of knowing when you're in the presence of a dark or negative energy? Okay, I'll give you some. If you are clairsentient, to a high level of clairsentience, where everything, the energies that you can feel are pinpointed in different parts of the body, one of the biggest giveaways that I am dealing with a dark or negative spirit is nausea. Okay? And I'm hoping my sister, Set, is watching this video because she will confirm this. And so will my brother, Asar. They will confirm this. Okay? So when we're operating in a group, when we're getting ready to go in meditation or something like this, and say something, I don't know, customer come in or walk past or something like that. If we all start getting nauseated, we already know what it is. Our bodies have now fine-tuned to adapt to the frequencies and the energies around us. And that's the power of clairsentience. So I start getting nauseated. It don't feel good. You know what I mean? And I'm like, what the hell is that? But what amazes me the most is they will feel it too. So it's not just me. We'll all be sitting there going, what the hell is that? Right? So that's some of the ways that you will know. Another way that you can know that you're in the presence of a dark or negative or demonic entity, because we're going to deal with demons now, because I think I'm mostly talking to Elohim here. My channel was designed for a certain group of people, so you should know what I'm talking about. Now, Another thing that you might experience is when you're getting ready to pray or bless or go into a meditation to do something nice, you might get lockjaw. All right, as if something is trying to keep you from speaking. All right, tongue might move around. You see what I mean? Certain things like that will happen to you, and now you've got to figure out where it's coming from. All right, but if that is the case, it's a simple matter of rebuking, invoke, your highest consciousness. Okay, everybody knows already who I invoke to help me deal with these type of spirits. So I'm Team Yeshua all day. Nobody's going to change that. Okay, I don't care what teachings is going on. I don't care what we're teaching about. I'm Team Yeshua. All right, now I have to call that and be like, okay, what is going on? Another symptom that you're around a negative energy is restlessness, sometimes sleeplessness. You cannot get to bed, waking up 3 o'clock in the morning, looking around. You know what I mean? Your body can't get adequate rest. It's almost as if your peace is continually disturbed. That's a problem, okay? Another way that you can tell that you're in the presence of a dark spirit that has been assigned to you to teach you something, okay? And let me make this clear. Because the Elohim was because the demonic race was assigned to police the Elohim, it wasn't to do so that they can be simply tormented to death, okay? Actually, the demonic races were designed to push the Elohim back to the light. All right. So the more horrific that they were, the more scary that they are, okay, the more chaotic the nature. The one thing you need to get out of that is when you're dealing with it is, okay, if this is not going right, I need to go back to the light. You will find that they will leave you alone. Okay. Remember, if the scripture tells you, resist the devil and he will flee from you. That's a true statement. Okay. You have to know who you are. You have to know it. If you don't know who you are, send me a comment. I'll help you. Okay. I'll tap in and I'll find out. I'll find out for you. I promise I will. But you have to know who you are and where your power is and where you stand. All right. So those deities or those demons were the counterbalance to the Elohim to make sure that they, number one, was on track. Okay. Number two, that they didn't fall into falsehood. Number three, that they didn't go into pride. Number four, that they weren't going down the dark path themselves. So I told you, demons do not have free will. They are on assignment. Who are they answering to? Think about that for a second. Okay. Disembodied spirits that plague humanity, and evil spirits that are earthbound, these are simply spirits that are too afraid. Some of them are too afraid to go to the light because they may not have known what the truth is during their time. Okay. And so there has been a fear to go and transition over. So some of them go hide out in the shadows, abandoned buildings, abandoned factories, graveyards, all of that stuff. Okay. I'm Queen Paranormal here. I'm helping you. I am helping you. All right. So they'll hang out in dark, dense places. All right. Because they're afraid to cross over. And maybe it was a result of a teaching. Maybe they didn't think that they were worthy. Maybe they are fearing God. You know, we don't know. But the one thing is, while they are here, they are longing to experience life and just be alive again. Okay, so they wait for windows of opportunities, and they will take that opportunity. But they're a lot easier to deal with than demons. All right. So what you're seeing on the media or the movies and whatnot that they are portraying as big demonic energies are simply evil, disembodied spirits. Ever remember that movie Stigmata? Okay, well, they thought the woman was possessed by a devil, but she was possessed by a priest. Do you see what I'm saying? This happens. But your body should be telling you and putting you on high alert when you're around something that does not resonate or is not on the same vibration as you. All right. And there are various methods to get rid of this. Most of the time, it's just a matter of standing in your power and saying this is not it. You know, you can't stay here. Typically, if I'm holding a conversation, I'm a little more passive when I'm dealing with this, and why my methods have changed throughout years. You know, we're always constantly evolving. And when I was young and I wanted to be in deliverance ministry, I was following, you know, the televangelists on TV, and you know, they're hitting everybody in the head, and you know what I mean? And you come out in the name of Jesus. And, you know, I was just all over the place, and people were just sitting there going, oh, hallelujah. And I'm like, I'm looking like a doggone fool right here. Okay. But my strategies have evolved over time. And because now I know who I am, I have the ability to talk directly to that spirit and say, what are you doing? Why are you here? What do you want? You can't be here. You know what I mean? But this is something that typically starts developing over time. All right. And you kind of know, once you start to learn and know your nature and start develop your nature, you'll know what tactics work best for you. But first, find out if you're one of the ones that have the ability to do this. And if you are one of the ones that have the ability to do this, then you might want to practice. Practice on a little bit. Demonic entities come to police the Elohim. They also come in with chaos and confusion. All right. So when your life starts to change, now I'm not saying that we're not all experiencing chaos right now, because we all are experiencing chaos right now. That's just what it is, because we're in this weird transition, and everybody don't know if they're coming or going, and we're all just riding the wave, right? Yeah. So when it comes down to demonic chaos, they have the ability to send a spirit of confusion. All right. And the confusion is designed to have you second guess, question everything that you thought you knew. All right. Okay. Are you really here for this? Is that who you truly are? You know, you'll start getting mixed messages, mixed signals. Okay. You're trying to tap it into divine, and everything is coming across confusion. You can't get a straight answer. A lot of times they like to cut off the communication with the divine and like to answer themselves. Okay. And they have the power to do that. But you're stronger. All right. What the whole key of understanding how to deal with disembodied spirits and demons lies with you knowing who you are. All right. And how you process this event. If you see it grandiose and huge, it's going to be grandiose and huge. If you see it as a small thing, it's going to be small to you. All right. So for many people, the idea of horror movies, the idea of dealing with demons, the idea of dealing with evil spirits is a terrifying thing, because they pumped out the fear in the media for you. They showed you possessions and heads turning and things like that. But when you're dealing with it on real life, sometimes it's just a matter of an attitude change. You might see anger start to evolve, okay? But nothing really as grandiose. I have not. I mean, I guess the worst I've seen is a guy's eyes go white. Eyes roll in the back of his head. Okay, it might be twisting and turning just a little bit, but I've never been attacked or anything like that. I haven't done it. But what you want to try to do, instead of engaging in a lot of these energy exchanges and keeping them here so that they get further and further and further and further away from the light, what you want to try to do is get them home or redirect them home. Okay, if they're hanging out in somebody's body and whatnot, you can call on whoever it is that you use to call on, get them out and get them to their place of rest or wherever it is that they need to go. Because depending on how they live their life is going to answer that question. And some of them are so freaking scared. They're scared that when they go through the portals that they're going to be burning in eternal torment in hell. And that's not even the case. That's not even the case, but they think that because they had been conditioned for a very long time. You don't know how many disembodied spirits I had to talk to and convince to go through the portal. All right, just to go through the portal. Now, what happens to them after they go through it is not my concern. I'm not there. I'm here. So they're doing that, but just to get them to go home. So don't be afraid of all the hype. All right. It's a lot more hype than what it is. You are equipped to handle all of this, but you need to be discerning of your surroundings. You need to be discerning of the people that is around you, and you need to pay attention to your body. You need to pay attention to how your mind processes things. Is it always chaos? Is it confusion? Can I get clear answers when I'm in this space or at this location? Is everything like, if I go to an old factory or something and I'm trying to pray, am I getting blocked? Okay. And you start to journal a lot of your experiences. I journal. I encourage people to journal. I do, because you never know when you're going to have to go back and self-reflect. All right. And typically when we are journaling, we are putting down our experiences, and after a while, when you go back from the beginning all the way to the end, a beautiful story emerges that help you identify with exactly who you are. Okay, so wrap this up. Demons is a race class that was designed specifically to police the Elohim and the angelic realms. They were not supposed to be involved with humanity. Every now and then they do. If they are getting summoned by a human, okay, or if one has went rogue and is being disobedient, okay, in both of those cases, they still have to answer to somebody, all right? So typically, you're not going to run across a demon, okay? That somebody's got to be hellified evil for you to run across a demon. But what you will run across a lot more regularly is disembodied spirits and evil spirits, all right? And these are the ones that stick the closest to humans, okay? These are the ones that are following you around. They're siphoning your life force. They were trying to get access in. They want to know what it feels like to be alive. They want you to feed them. They want you to, give them things, give them drinks, because they want to feel alive again. I know it's hard right now. Value your life. It is a gift, all right? And if you're only concerned about your financial situations or your family situations or relationship situations or business situations, I'm going to remind you once again, what's a small fry to a Big Mac? Go through the process. Broke ain't killed nobody. There's people that survive all day long. Just go through the process. Your material wealth, your material things, your gain do not define who you are. They will never define who you are. I'm one of the last gypsies here. And what I mean by gypsies, I travel. Okay, I might stay in a state for 3 months. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. I might stay in a house for 3 months, but I might stay in a state for 3 years, 5 years, until I'm on to another state. I move fluidly because I go where the universe sends me. So having things and not having it is not a big deal. Actually, did you know that a lot of gurus and yogis actually took vows of poverty for an entire year before they were able to step into their calling? They would take a vow of poverty for 1 year, and they would live off the kindness of strangers with only the clothes on their backs, okay? And once they got out of that, they had a brand new perspective on how this reality works, all right? So some of you might be forced into that right now. Maybe you had it. Okay, maybe it's time for you to learn how to detach from these things so you can go on to bigger and better things. All right, don't stress out about what's going on right now. Know who you are, pay attention to your surroundings, get rid of the negativity if it shows up, and just keep moving and try your best to be as jovial as you can. I laugh 500 times a day throughout the day. And it's not fake. I'm jovial. I don't care. I don't know how to explain that. I just don't know how to explain it. I'm just jovial. So that's all I have to say for you. This is Sophie. I love you all.